Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead, where today we're going to be making bacon potato chowder. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please click the button down below. Well, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we need to do, we are going to be over here on the stovetop, so let's go. First thing, we need a large pot, and I have it set on high. I've got 4 cups of water in there, and we're going to go ahead and boil this water. We're going to go ahead now and get ready with the potatoes. My recipe actually calls for 2 large potatoes, but I didn't have real big potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and use 4 medium-sized potatoes to make up for the 2. So I'm going to go ahead and wash these potatoes, and then we are going to go ahead and take off the skins, and then we are going to dice the potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and use a peeler to peel off the skins. After peeling the potatoes, if there's any bad spots on your potatoes like here, be sure to cut that off and, not have that diced in your soup. I'll work on peeling the rest and then I'll dice them up. Now that the potato is all diced up, we'll add it to our pot of boiling water. If you like, you might add a pinch of salt to the potatoes. We are going to boil the potatoes for 15 minutes until the potatoes are soft. When boiling the potatoes, make sure to stir occasionally so they're not sticking, to the bottom of your pot. Well, it's been 15 minutes. The potatoes are tender. We're going to go ahead and drain the water from the potatoes. Now that the potatoes are drained, we are going to go ahead and set it aside. We are now going to take a large pot and put it on the stove, and we are going to go ahead and take 6 slices of bacon, and we are going to cut it up and brown it in our pot. I'm using this bacon. This one actually has no nitrates in it, so this is actually, bacon that's not preserved. You have to keep it in the fridge, and it's better for you because it doesn't have the nitrates in there, but again, you can use any kind of bacon you want to. I'll go ahead and get out 6 slices and cut them into pieces. I have my heat on about medium heat, and we're going to fry it until it's crispy. So we'll fry a little bit here and then we'll have to turn it over. While this is frying, we will go ahead and cut and dice 1 medium onion. I'm using a yellow onion. Now that the bacon is crispy, I'm going to go ahead and drain the fat from the pan. Now, I'm not going to drain all of it, but I'm going to have a little bit, maybe about half a teaspoon to no more than a teaspoon in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in the diced onion. I took out the bacon first, and I'm draining it over here on a paper towel, so that way it will be easier to get the grease out of the pan. I've now added the onion with the bacon back into the pot. We are going to saute for 5 minutes and make sure to stir while you are cooking your bacon and your onion so it doesn't stick to the pan. Now that the onion looks more like translucent, which means it's more soft than it was, we're going to go ahead and add in 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. And we are going to cook the flour with the onions and the bacon on low heat for 3 minutes. Now that it's been 3 minutes, we're going to go ahead and add in 4 cups of chicken broth. I am using Simple Truth free range. You don't have to use that brand. You could also add chicken stock if you would like. The only reason why I didn't put the chicken stock in the soup is my husband doesn't like celery, which is in most chicken stocks out there on the market. And the chicken broth didn't have any celery. So I'm going to go ahead and add the broth, and we're going to turn up the heat to about medium, and we are going to get it to a boil. Don't forget to stir occasionally. Now that my soup is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and add in the diced potatoes that we had set aside over there into our soup. Now that I have added the potatoes into our bacon potato chowder, I'm going to go ahead and add in 1/2 cup of whole milk. And we're going to stir that in. Now that I have added in the milk, I've got my burner set between low to medium. I'm going to go ahead and heat the soup all the way through. Again, stirring occasionally. Now that it's been about 15 minutes, I'm turning off the burner. We are going to go ahead and cool the soup slightly so we can either use an immersion blender to blend all the potatoes and the bacon up, or you can use a regular blender. I'm going to be using a regular blender, so I'm going to be working it in 2 or 3 separate batches to process the soup to get it smooth. The bacon and potato chowder is all done. As you can see, it's pretty thick. I'm going to go ahead and let my son try it because he loves potato soup. Let's see if he likes it. My son's going to try the bacon potato chowder. Let's see if it's any good.
Pretty good.
Well, as you heard, he liked the bacon potato chowder. Now, if this is actually too much chowder for you, you could go ahead and freeze it. Just make sure you bring it down to room temperature and put it in an airtight container. I will have the recipe down in the description. Well, thank you for watching. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.